love that intro. That is so cute.
Yeah, it is fun, right? Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you all and joining. I'm Viviane Heller, and um, we have Diana. I'm sorry, we have Linda de Gonzalez and Wanda, and our special guest tonight is Gerald TarotStache. And so nice to
Hello.
have you here.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes, wonderful. We're going to have a little chat with Gerald, and just to let you all know, unfortunately, Diana has some technical difficulties, so maybe she'll be able to join us, but let's that if unfortunately, that happens, and apologies for being a few minutes late. But this happens. So hold your questions until we're done with the discussion. And Gerald, please tell us about your channel. And I'd love to also learn about how you access the Akashic, because I find it fascinating. You have your own, you have a different methods for that, and I just find it amazing.
Thank you. So I am TarotStache. My channel is TarotStache, which is linked below. I didn't realize that I was accessing the Akashic Records until I had been reading tarot for 18 years. I always had a space when I was doing tarot. Actually, I always had a space that I would go into energetically when I was reading for people. And what happened was that space, it was just me. It was a very specific room. I'm not going to describe it, but it was set up in a way that when I would be doing readings for people that were very, very connected and very appropriate, and not just the questions about everyday life, but more of the big picture questions, the what's my life's purpose, what am I working on. I would actually have scrolls that would show up, and the scrolls would unroll, and then symbols would come
Wow.
up, and then I would know what the symbols meant, and I would lean into those symbols and get additional information whilst I was doing readings with tarot cards and oracle cards.
That's amazing. Wow, that's even better than expected. That's like, wow, that's like animated, like really, wow, so cool.
So, but well, thank you. And again, I didn't realize that those were Akashic Records until I was having a conversation with somebody who works with the Akashic Records, and it's like, well, do you do this? And does this happen? And does this happen? I'm looking, oh yeah, that happens, and it always has. So it was a way of translating and finding similarities to other readers. And it was really very powerful for me. It's like, ooh. And so I have consciously been working with Akashic Records, specifically in readings, and looking at them depending upon the type of reading. I would say about the last 8-9 years. So, and there's so many different ways to access the records. People can do it. Everybody watching can do it. You just need a little bit of structure and a bit of an understanding. And I'm very fortunate. My relationship with the records is a little different than other people's, and I like it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's really interesting to hear your description of it, Gerald, because for me, it wasn't something that I spontaneously kind of developed. I suspect that that's pretty rare. I suspect you're right, that there needs to be some structure around it, like maybe a shamanic practice or tarot practice or some sort of connection, some sort of spiritual connection, which then develops into a connection with the Akashic Records.
And I
Yeah.
believe part of that too, Gerald, is your vibration, having a high vibration. That's to be able to really.
Oh, here's Diana.
Yeah, I thought I heard something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
lovely. I'll move this way so you can. Yeah, welcome, Diana.
And we can see you, which is even
Thank you.
better.
Mhm. Yes, lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm happy you joined us.
Oh, thank you. I was just going crazy. It's a long story. I'll tell you.
It's a long
the
story.
We'll have a little crazy share today.
Yeah. Well,
Part of
and
this is because I got the two of you on FaceTime going, I need a link.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it hadn't really disconnected and I didn't know that. So
Oh, I see.
anyways, but there's more to this story than that. So
Mm-hmm.
well, isn't that interesting? Because I'm going to relate that to accessing the Akashic Records for me is sometimes there's lots of connection points and different ways to connect. And I want the three of you to agree with me or disagree with me.
Mm-hmm.
But when we try something and it only works part way, but then we try something else and then the connection is a little stronger, or
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
the way we get information is clearer. Part of
Yeah.
what has to happen for me is I really had to go,
Mm-hmm.
I need to honor the experiences that other people have shared with me, and I need to go with my own method of connection and
Yeah.
honor
Yes.
that, and because it's a build. I mean, and heck, almost 2 years ago, I realized that part of what I was accessing in the Akashic Records is light language. My light language is symbols. And of course it makes sense that light
Yeah.
language is in the Akashic Records.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that having I love that you mentioned, because there are different ways of doing this, and I love that you are also a tarot reader and you have different interests, because I love that combination of different modalities too, when it comes
yeah.
to doing readings and healings, and that's
But
wonderful.
I think that's also a really good point, Viviane, is
Mm-hmm.
I have a particular deck that right now really connects me with the Akashic Records. And what I have to understand is this is just a tool. It is a key to help me get into that space and to get into that information. I think with age comes a certain flexibility too, a looser grip, more patience, and allowing things to unfold. Wise
Yeah.
words.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I I have a question for the three of you.
Yes.
Do you ever see visual representations of the records as you see them out in the 3D world? Do you ever have that experience?
Can you give a for example?
For example, I was watching a movie at one point. I think it was the movie What Dreams May Come
Mm-hmm.
when it first came out. Visually stunning movie starring Robin Williams.
Yes.
And they were in this particular thing, and I believe I was in the theater, and I actually sat up and leaned forward, and I'm like going, that's part of my Akashic Records library.
I think I
And it
had an
was,
experience.
yeah.
Actually, one of them was watching Game of Thrones, and there was a scene that was uh, a place that was like, wow, look at that! It looks like all those scrolls and all that. It looks like the Akashic Library. And I also see a lot of that in the beautiful cards designed by a guest you had in your show. Oh my God, what is the? I have them around here somewhere, but I know you talk. You know what I'm talking about. The beautiful designed cards, Diana. You have them too.
What we've
And
forgotten.
What we
that deck?
forgot.
yes, yes, that is like amazing. Like, yeah, you're
Yeah.
there because
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
a lot of the
that plugs me
cards
right in.
you're walking inside because I see, and I also see the outside of the this library too, like a huge, heavy doors and so yeah,
Mhm.
there are things that
Mhm.
imagery that I've seen out of that.
Mm-hmm.
In the our 3D world that made me think, wow, this is just like the Akashic, just like what I see. And I remember even saying to somebody that is not familiar with the Akashic, it's like, see, that's what I mean when I tell you the Akashic Records.
Mhm. Well, and I also think, because I've listened to the three of you do Akashic Adventures. Make sure that you
Mm-hmm.
like and subscribe to everybody's channel.
Thank you.
Show. Um, but each of you get information in a way that works for you. Some of you get movies. Some of you hear the language. And I don't see movies, but
Mm-hmm.
I get my claircognizance comes through and starts to push me and guide
Mm-hmm.
me what aspects are important for the person who's getting the reading,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does. Makes perfect sense. Diana, what about you?
Yes, definitely. And of course, the visuals come and then you see it afterwards, right? Somewhere along the line. Oh my gosh, I've been there. I've been there. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, with this particular deck of cards, there's another deck of cards that's much older, and I can't think of it right now. Instead of cups, it's roses. And there's a photo, a picture of the big library. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's the Akashic Tarot. And there's this big library, and it looks like Yeshua sitting at the desk. And that has been a vision since I was a little kid,
Wow.
and not knowing. Part of that is having grown up Catholic, right? And of course, went to Catholic school for 12 years
Mm-hmm.
and going to church every
Mhm.
Sunday and every day of the week, except Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
Me
too.
I mean, it was a vision that was coming in because of all of that sanctuary that was being offered in the church. To a little kid, you see it a whole lot differently than an adult. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm from the days of the Latin Mass. So when they would say "Ecum Spiritu tua," I thought they were saying, "Here comes the spirit through the wall," which is basically what they were saying. So
Yeah.
when we started on this path, then I began to realize that just looking at an image on a card was already triggering what I've been getting all my life that didn't differentiate from anything else. You're Peter Pan and you're never going to grow up. Oh, Diana, what's the matter with you? All of that kind of stuff from parents, but not my grandmother. My grandmother understood.
Mm.
Yeah. And part of what I developed was a sense of understanding what my role was in accessing the records, and that's ethics. What am I
Yeah.
doing reading wise? And
Mm-hmm.
some of us, or probably most of us, have some sort of masters or keepers or helpers who are helping us to access the records and to
Mm-hmm.
keep us safe. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, yes.
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 I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't Like people talk about their masters. I know that there's a group of 4 or 5, maybe 6, but to me, they're more like presences. They don't seem to have much in the way of personality. They'll show me what I need to see, but they stay out of they stay in the background and don't really I mean, I can, if I ask them a question directly, like, please tell me, I will get an answer, but the answer is in my head and I just hear the word or I hear the phrase or, I see the picture. There's nothing of the personality of the being that's talking to me. The master is talking to me. So I sure don't have any names for them. I speak to them reverently. And because you do, and I'm Canadian, I'm just really polite. And so, yeah. By the way, I need to bring your attention, Viviane. I think that it's not going to be possible for me to use the giveaway tool because I've seen a ton of people put in Akashic, but I have 0 on the draws. And I think it's because I am co-host and not admin. And so I'm not able to, we're not going to be able to use the giveaway tool today. So we're just going to have
fast. Let me see if I can add you.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to close my screen down then, okay?
So let me ask all of you this question, because this is something that happens to me. I'll enter the silence for a couple of hours before shows, like unplugged phone and everything, right? And then meditate just before the show. And my guys will come in and give me visions. And then when we are on the show, someone pops in the audience with a question that relates to one of the visions that I had.
Wow, cool.
Try now, Linda. I switched you. I don't know if you work. I switched you to
okay,
admin.
let's see. Okay, let's see.
Well, Annie Bear shared, I'm going to pop Annie Bear. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Annie Bear shared, I've been in a space just outside the library. So the Akashic Library resides in each of the spines. And she has a Hawaiian Keani man shared recently that we each carry our librry in our bodies.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here because I had to restart.
Sure, there's a vastness to the mind that has no limitation.
Most of the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. It certainly...
Yeah. Most of the time I sense the guides, but I don't necessarily see them clearly. But I do have one Akashic, my master, one of my masters that looks, when I would see and go into the library and I was greeted by this guy. He looks like Jeremy Irons, and I see him clearly. And his name is Luca.
Jeremy Irons.
I see him like very clearly. It's just like Jeremy Irons in a Xerox copy there. But most of the time, I have that connection. I get the messages, but I don't necessarily don't see them clearly. I don't have names for everybody.
And again, here's something that's really important. The 4 of us are sharing our access and our experience, and that's what it is. It's ours.
Yes.
You have yours, and it works for you. Try not to compare yourselves to us.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
That's right. It's all
And
individual.
yeah, and we evolve and expand too. But I remember when I started reading the Akashic, I used to have feelings, and I used to see colors. It took me a while to get more words and more visuals, and it's just a practice too, and trust also what I was getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have our different ways, and it's just
Yeah.
all. There's not one right way to do it. And
Right.
we all
Well,
can-
even from our guides to us, like
Mhm.
sometimes they give me this glass sarcophagus that has your Book of the Dead in it, and sometimes
Mhm.
they don't, and sometimes they approach me however they want to approach me for the day. Where's the story coming from? How long ago did it occur? They seem to pull out the Book of the Dead if it goes back really, really far
Hmm.
historically.
Yeah.
I see a
But
comment
if
from.
it can be just like a regular conversation, and so they just bring it up and throw it out there and throw a picture in front of my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wonderful. Another comment here, the Crown Zone. Lovely to see you. She say, I see huge orbs of light at the entrance of a Gothic building. I love those amazing
Yeah.
buildings
That's
you're
so
talking
cool.
about. I love to go to
I go
Barcelona.
into space. That ever since my very first experience going into the Akashic Records, it's been space. I see a
Really?
nebula. Yeah, I see
Mhm.
like a nebula and these beautiful, I mean beautiful, beautiful, and all these little sparks of light in there that are planets, stars birthing and dying and living, and it's so cool. And
Mhm.
the only thing the only thing I've seen that's come kind of close to that was the TV series The Expanse.
Oh.
Some of the space shots on The Expanse comes close to that, and I just hang there in space and ask for what I need, and then it scrolls out in front of me. But the whole time that I'm reading, and this happens here too, and so when I say, okay, I'm not quite here yet, it's because half of me is still hanging out in outer space. And
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
I most of the readers I know, they see some sort of building and some iteration of library. And yeah. By the way, I've got the giveaway tool going now.
Wonderful. I just updated, refreshed, switched you from co-host to
Okay,
admin.
so
So
I'm going
we.
to share the
Mhm.
screen, and we're
So
going. Sorry.
yeah, I'm sorry. Just a reminder, everyone. So you see, I'll remove that other banner, and then we have here to please type hashtag Akashic followed by your question, and good luck,
Yeah.
everyone.
So
I think
we're
you
going
did a
to draw.
great. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I was just going to. We're going to draw 3 names, I think, at a time, or
Yes.
4, depending on. I don't know. 3 names works for me. It's
Mhm.
a magic number, and
Yes, it sounds good.
I'll keep track of the names. I have my pencil in one of my many notebooks here, and so we've got 17
Wonderful.
entries. Please be ready to type out your question if your name is drawn. So get your typing fingers all limbered up,
Yeah.
and we'll draw for the.
Yes. So we'll call on 3 names, and after that, I'll say our opening prayer and open the records.
Kim B.
B.
Kim B.
I
Okay.
Post your
And we'll draw
question.
again. I don't have any sound effects. Okay, so if you guys want to, woo or something while we're drawing,
Yeah.
please feel free.
I have a tambourine, but I put it away. I'll use my tambourine.
Somebody needs to get a S Steele. Are you here? And please start typing your question.
Mhm.
And let's see, and let's draw again.
can't believe I didn't bring a rattle with me or a bat or something. I usually have something.
Yeah, I have
Viviane,
And
S-
Emily Lawrence Bradley.
S Steele has put there in chat.
Thank you. And
So,
Emily's here too.
MB
Nice.
has done as well.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
So and I'm going to go ahead. Let's do our opening. I'll read our opening prayer and opening of the Akashic Records.
Oh, good idea.
So let's take 3 deep breaths and center. Letting go of all that doesn't serve our highest good and centering our energy. Okay. Our opening prayer of protection. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. And so it is. Now I'm going to open the Akashic Records. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth, and with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose, and with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, this group and those watching the replay are giving the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. I'm going to read this twice silently.
Stop.
And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group and those watching the replay to receive the records of their soul. So the records are now open, and thank you again all for joining us. And please remember to subscribe to our lovely guest Gerald TarotStache channel. And okay, so we have Kimby, Estil, and Emily as the first question. So I have Kim's question first. Oh, okay. Let me
Okay.
hide this one because it's for Linda. So, right.
Well, why is it only for Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not an answer.
Yeah. How about this?
Yeah, I'm acknowledging the question.
Yes.
I don't have an answer.
Yeah, I'll start with this one. As Steve is asking, will my spouse ever accept my spiritual journey? It's ever evolving, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I believe.
May I take that?
Sure. Yes, go ahead.
I didn't know if we were being assigned them or if we were jumping in. So
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
S Steele, part of what is really important is it's whether or not you accept your spiritual journey is what I'm seeing, because there's if you believe it and you understand it and you live it. My eyes are actually bulging. If you understand it and you believe it and you live it, it doesn't matter whether or not someone else believes it. It feels a bit like you're asking your spouse for their validation of your spiritual path. And
Yes.
there feels to be very much a there is part of what is going on is there's this beauty of you fully understanding what it is for you and how it resonates to your core, and I'm actually picturing your atoms and your chromosome vibrating with this. It's a very interesting image. So it's like if you understand it and you believe it, there's not going to be a need necessarily for you to try to explain it to someone else. Everyone's spiritual experience, their spiritual journey is their own.
Mm-hmm.
And part of also what I'm considering is do you understand your partner's spiritual journey and what they're going through? I'm wondering if that's part of it, because that if this is a person who doesn't have a lot of experience talking about such deep things and meaningful things, it can be very awkward.
Yes.
May I add?
Sure.
It your spiritual journey is ever changing, ever evolving, just as
Mm-hmm.
life is. We age, we begin again, we start over, whether it's the end of a lifetime itself or just the end of the day, and tomorrow's another new normal. And since all of life is an education, um, you learn one thing and then you find out there's an easier method or there is a deeper method. And so, especially when you're evolving in the spiritual realm, as children, we start out with guardian angels. And some of us see praying mantises come to life and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's an ever evolving movement through life.
Yes, that's a very important point. I totally agree with that.
That's still, I understand. I think I understand what you're saying. He wants you to, he wants to put a damper on, put you in line, and just accept the fundamentalism, that sort of thing. It's this is really, really hard, because part of what it is it feels he's very well versed and has done deep dive into scriptures that supports his prior beliefs. I prefer to look into everything I can get my hands on to derive my opinion that way. Kudos to you. And I think part of it is part of it is, how are you understanding that and really exploring that? Because also part of it is, you can do a lot of things on your own spiritual path without people knowing that you're doing something a little different than they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's walking the walk and talking the talk, but most importantly, it's walking the walk. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does.
It does to me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've all gone through it. Just as a little child will do whatever.
Good Catholic girl here. Yep.
Well, we get to a point where we're going to stick our hand in the fire to see if we really are going to get burned.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just progression. It wouldn't be out there, and it wouldn't have been presented to you if you weren't supposed to explore it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that was wonderful. Thank you for your question. And now we have a question from Emily. Emily is asking, how can I best be of service and help the world in this lifetime? Which is a wonderful question. I'm going to tune in into this, and we can all add to it, of course. heard by being your best self and opening your heart, the best version of yourself, opening your heart and raising your vibration, you are helping you and others every day. The word volunteer keeps flashing in my head too.
Mm.
Yeah, I keep saying volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Even before I start reading when I saw her question before, even before starting the reading, it's a way of giving your time without expectations and helping others, whatever cause you choose to help. It can be many, but what I mentioned before too is very important when you become a better version of you and you raise your vibration and you share your experience with others. You are helping others around you and you're helping the world. One more thing here. And I see an image of you placing your hands on over your heart, asking you that question about asking your heart about how to be of service to others. And then I see you smiling. And I'm sorry if you're getting a dingus from my phone being connected. I don't know how to turn that off. Open your heart, share your experiences, and I see you smiling. And I see you in a classroom now. Learning, and learning is about learning and growing.
Sorry. I apologize.
And then I see you opening a door to some, all those little gestures that you do every day, smiling at someone or holding the door, helping someone else. All those little acts of kindness are ways to, that's what they're showing me this, to be of service and help the world. And I love your question. And if anyone else would like to add, please do.
I'm hearing very loudly, be who you really are. Be your authentic self. Mm-hmm. Let your light shine and be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little acts of kindness was the repetition. But I need to ask you a question. My nose kept itching. What does an itchy nose mean for you? What does that reflect? Was there somebody in your childhood or something they're trying to come through? And I think they're an example of where you're aiming. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was lovely. Thank you so much. Let's see. I guess Kim is the next one, right? Kim B had a question.
And Kim says that we can all jump in on her question.
Yes.
And
great.
I just say we've got 56 people watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for being patient through all of the various technical difficulties that we had. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yes. And a reminder, type hashtag Akashic followed by your question. Yeah. And we are calling
you don't actually need to follow it by your question because well, unless, are you marking them as they come up? Because I wasn't.
I am. Some okay. Are. I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
All right.
but if you
Uh,
if you only have Akashic, hashtag Akashic, be ready to type your question, please. When we,
yeah,
if
that's
your name
okay.
is
Just be,
chosen. Mm-hmm.
just be ready
So
to type in your question if your name's chosen. That's all.
yes,
Okay. So you want a past life where you were a healer or a shaman? You know, I when I saw when I marked your question, Kim, I immediately saw a jungle. And so I'm thinking South America, but you know, it could equally be like somewhere in Indonesia, but or some, you know, hot jungly country. I because it's a tribal. Okay, so it's a small tribe. There's about 50 or maybe 75 people who live in that village. You're their shaman. You are male in this lifetime. I believe it's pre contact. So before 1492, well, I mean, it could be before 15, whatever, you know, nobody's seen any white men. You haven't even heard of any other tribes being contacted by Europeans. So it's pretty long ago. It's a really nice life. It's a really nice life. The jungle and the river, it's a pretty big river. It could be the Amazon. Could be the Amazon.
Wow.
It's a really nice life. You all have lots to eat. There isn't any. Oh, and you have fields. So not only do you have, like, you're not just hunter gathering. You've got agriculture going on. That is so cool. Okay. You're part of a network of villages, and you're the shaman for this whole network of villages. There's like 5 or 6 villages that are all connected. They're not very far apart. They're like within an easy day's journey travel of each other. At the time that I'm seeing you, you're in your 30s. You apprenticed to your grandfather, but your father wasn't a shaman, but your grandfather was, and your grandfather passed it on to you. You started working with him when you were like 5 years old. You pretty much lived with him. It looks like he picked you from the children in your, well, he had several children. From the grandchildren, he picked you from the grandchildren to be his heir, to be the next shaman. So you became shaman when you were about 20 after he died. You assisted him in well, not assisted, like assisted dying. Okay. You were there by his side as he passed into the next life, and he blew into your face with his last breath, passing on the magic. He, in his mind, he was passing on the magic to you. I don't know what he transmitted in that moment. It was a package. It was a package of stuff, things that you needed to know, powers, how to use the powers, unlocking powers that you already had but hadn't fully activated. Holy, I've never seen that before. That is so freaking cool. So you become the shaman and you add, okay. So in this tradition, that package is something that every shaman receives from their mentor, and they add to it. that packet of information, they add to it from their own experience and their own learning, and from the ways that they're able to deepen their connection to spirit. And they then pass it. That is so freaking cool. So it's like a sort of a spiritual package of DNA. And you received that at age 19, 20, young man. You're still youngish for that tribe. I mean, they live they tend to live long lives because, barring accidents, there's not a lot of disease floating around yet. Yeah, there's not a lot of war. Occasionally people get into fights. In your work as a shaman, you're responsible for maintaining the relationships between the communities, so diplomacy, basically. You mediate arguments about whose field this is, and whose goat went missing and stuff like that. And along with the chiefs, there's a council of the headmen of each village, and you sit on that council. It's the council that mediates, but when people want an immediate answer, they go to you. So you're on the same level as the village chieftains, the village headmen. You don't deliver you do, but you work with a woman who is the midwife, and you trained her specifically in midwifery. You have an extensive knowledge of the plants in your area, and what they're good for and how they're used. And so you can use them, but you're also a really powerful shaman in asking for spirit to heal these people. Like, you channel directly to healing angels, healing spirits, to come and work on the people that are sick. So yeah. I mean, I don't want to take up the whole damn show. So there you go, Kim. Yes. You've had other lives as a shaman as well. You've had several lives as a shaman. Does anybody else want to jump in?
On the aethers, all magic resides. And that is what he blew into your face. It is a tradition that goes on, and that all knowledge floats in the air. Catch it, breathe it in, and develop your own. End the message.
Yeah, and quick comment. I did see what looked like to be the Amazon too when you mentioned earlier. And go ahead, Gerald, if you have anything to add.
I was just going to say, part of what happens with the blowing, which is a very traditional thing, it is blowing all of the experiences. It's blowing all of the experiences and the information that has been gathered. And it's to use an out-of-date computer metaphor, it's like downloading a file and being able to access that file. And what your grandfather blew in had information that was passed down from him that he didn't use. He didn't know how to use it. And so your structure, your existence, was able to access that other information. You also added into it when you passed it on to others. So it's this wonderful weaving. And I think that's an important thing to consider, is what may not be apparent for that particular lifetime. All of the experiences have an impact on the other lifetimes. It's just, when is that accessed is how it feels to me. But Linda, when you were doing that, when you were describing that, it was like, oh yeah, that's what he's doing. He's sharing all of that ancestor connection, and it's like, woo, dang.
Yeah. It was a pretty powerful moment for me. I didn't know that this was anything traditional. I'd never seen that. I've never heard of it before, but it was a really deeply moving moment for me to witness, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I guess I want to check how we're doing for time too, and because time flies.
I'm great on time.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm good. I'm good for another.
I have a show at 7.
Okay. Whenever you want to step out, let us know. And Linda, would you like to pull like three more names then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will. Kim had an additional
Comment.
question. She had an additional comment that I was trying to find, and I can't find it. It had to do with, she wanted to know if she passed it on to her child or her grandchild or something. And I'm getting that it was a grandchild that she passed it on to, because none of her children were interested or willing.
They didn't have the natural tendency.
I'll just yeah, none of her children were of the shaman's children were shaman material, to put it bluntly. So yeah. Anyway, okay. And yes, you did pass it on to.
We all know what a two-edged sword it is, right?
Yeah.
We feel it so deeply.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ding, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Kendra, please, could you start typing in your question now if you didn't already do it? Okay. And draw again. If you did it and we started.
We need more cowboy.
We need a choir singing.
Angela,
are you still here, Angela?
And if so, please type your question, because it may have already. Yeah, I don't have your question. It may have.
Brina, we do have your question.
Yeah, I do have Brina's question.
We do. She was like the first one. Okay. Okay, so those are our next 3 lucky winners.
I have. Okay, so Kendra and Angela need to type their questions, please. So let's start with Brina.
Angela is here.
All right, Brina, you're the first one. Brina is asking, can you please tell me what I need to know right now based on my Akashic Records? Would you like to go for that one, Diana?
Sure, I can do that.
And we can all add to it, of course.
Yes, because this is a great day. Okay, so this is they're showing me a Norman Rockwell painting, and it has to do with the founding fathers. It is Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, you're dressed up like him. You are from his era. You are not him. You're a little kid who likes to chase after him in the streets of Philadelphia. Oh, and you were always trying to learn things from him and help him and hang around him. I see you carrying wood as he's working on putting together this Franklin stove. Some of his witticisms in Poor Richard Says were things that you said, were in conversation you had with him. He would put his tricorner hat on you and it would flop all over your head. It was very heavy. Oh, you're Betsy Ross's child. You're a little boy. Because he's showing, you're seated at his knee, at her knee, and he's in the room. There's a little farm area. Out back, you got chickens and pigs. So that must have been down the road, community style. There's like a picket gate. I don't even know that they had that at the time, but they're showing me a whitewashed gate fence. And this was, you stayed under his tutelage till he left. So now you're like the teen or preteen with the kite. You were very attached to him. He was very attached to you and enjoyed. You must have been a playmate of his kid to begin with. That's the end of the message. They're stepping back from that. But hi, Ben. Haven't seen you for a while. That was really nice to see. Just a comfortable time of it. I hope that helped. There's something to be said. It's for you to interpret how that applies to this time of the year. I mean, we're coming into the 4th of July and all of that is coming soon. Memorial Day, celebrations. Where do you live? Are you anywhere near some of those places? Anyways, I hope that helped.
That was a lovely message. Thank you. She wrote Tennessee in there.
She's where?
I saw Tennessee.
Okay. Awesome. That's not that far away.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have anything else to add. I got a little sidetracked here. Anything else? Anyone have anything to add or?
I don't.
No. Okay. Thank you. All right. I hope that helped you, Brenna. And let me go to Kendra now. Kendra had a question. Let's see if I find Kendra's question.
Yeah, I marked it.
Thank you. And then Angela is next. Kendra, okay, can you please tell me what I need to know right now based on... I'm sorry, I'm reading the same one. Sorry. I thought I clicked on it. Show right there.
I don't have my glasses on. No wonder this is difficult to see.
How can I deepen my healing process? I'm going to go in your records, Kendra. How can I deepen my healing process? Okay. First thing I got, Kendra, is by connecting with nature, not only to ground your energy, but also working with herbs, medicinal plants. I see hands going through beautiful greenery and plants, and now I see oils too. It's like you're mixing oils and herbs. And connecting with nature and grounding is very, very important. They keep repeating that to me visually. Do you have any comments? Okay. I got something about family unit. You enjoy time with your family, and that that seems to be important to for your healing process, because it's that loving, caring energy from your family, that being with your family, being home with your family. So you like hugging your kids. That brings a lot of joy. So that's certainly important when it comes to healing. And if anyone have anything to add, please do. Oh, you say you love gardening and planting. Okay. Yeah, I do love my family. It's important. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's what I have for you, Kendra. Thank you so much for your feedback. Go ahead.
I want to add something for Kendra. Part of it is again, for entertainment purposes only. Part of your deepening your healing process is to slow down and understand what it's going to feel like when you have all of that healing that you are desiring. What does it feel like? Experience that, because this is a key thing about having that energy, and that energy is a beacon. And so, Kendra, then you can set that beacon, and then you can go toward it or towards it. That's an interesting point. Yeah. So it's almost like part of it is, and it's not necessarily just physically how you will feel. It's emotionally how you will feel, spiritually how you will feel, and other things, because this is one of those things that there's a nice connection with those feelings. It adds a beacon to what the universe may be providing for you, and it may not be the direct healing per se, again, entertainment purposes only, but it's going to it may nudge you to something that can lead to something, because there's a process along with it. So it's pretty cool, actually. So thank you, Kendra.
Yeah, that was lovely. Thank you. And now we have Angela Hunter. Angela is saying, what is something I need to remember from my past life that would be very helpful for my highest good in this moment? Let's see what we get for Angela. You may start, Gerald, if you wish to go ahead. with
Sure.
this.
Angela. What is something I need to remember from a past life that would be very helpful for my highest good this moment? Really? You need, excuse me. It is suggested that you take a moment to, when you are consuming food, that you be fully present with the food, and that you are understanding the gift that it brings to you. So there's a sense of, in perhaps in a past life, you did not appreciate food for what it could provide to you. So something to remember is slowing down, being present in that moment as you consume will connect your vibrations to the energy vibrations of what you are eating, and it will sync up. It I there's this putting together. It's it's almost like you need to put, how, if, well, somebody here can probably tell me, the idea is
Mm-hmm.
that if you put a glass of water next to some crystals,
Mm-hmm.
the water is influenced by the crystals and vice
Yes.
versa. And so, Angela, part of it really feels of you slowing down and allowing that connection to happen on purpose. And so on purpose seems to be an important thing.
Oh, I love that.
Purpose.
I like that too. I made tzatziki today.
Mine's
That's a
Yeah. I like what you said also because on a side note, when it comes to chakras, and if I'm working on strengthening a particular chakra, I like to eat foods of that specific color related to the chakra, and I like to wear the color
Mhm.
too. So it made me think of that. Yeah, it is important what you put into your body, and that that intention that you have
Yeah.
is so very important.
What,
yeah, very nice alignment, frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, what were you going to add? May I ask? Were you going to add something?
Yeah, that intention is everything. And that
Mm-hmm.
when you take in your food, that you have the intention of nurturing and nourishing yourself and of healing yourself, because the foods can be healing, so that you are there with the food, focused on the food with the intention that it will strengthen you and nurture you. And sorry, I'm channeling now.
Mm-hmm.
And it will
Yeah, I love
heal
that.
you. Choose foods that will heal you. You have a strong enough intuition that you can reach out to something and know that it's not for you. Use that intuition. Your intuition will tell you what you need. And when you prepare it mindfully. If you do any energy work at all, like Reiki, for example, infuse your preparation with that energy. And it requires that you be mindful. It requires self-discipline. It requires all of that. But the rewards, both physical and spiritual, will be immeasurable, is the word they're telling me. The rewards will be immeasurable if you can do this.
Wow. And think of that too. Like food is, well, food. Obviously, food will nurture your body, but food is also, it's you're experiencing the senses, is taste, and you're all you're
It can
exploring
be
your
joyful.
senses, the taste and
Yeah, it can be.
the everything. So yeah,
It can be fun.
it can be a
Comfort.
wonderful experience. And it's just even
Yeah.
that. And think about how you feel when you just eat super fast and you're in a hurry. versus when when you sit down and you enjoy your meal and you have a nice conversation, you have that experience
Yeah.
too. So it can be a wonderful experience. Yes, go ahead, Gerald. Sorry.
Yeah.
So at 20 after, Angela
Mm-hmm.
posted, I understand that. It's very funny because to me, food is food. I eat most things plain without adding any spices or much. It goes back to what Linda was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It is about honoring what it is that you were eating and being fully present with it. Because part of what happens is, and you, Angela, you probably know this already, you have this weird ability occasionally to turn the mundane and make it really exceptional. It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
you do it with your food, but it feels like you do it with a hello, a smile, a gift, or something like
Yeah.
that for people. And by the way, to transform that, to really shift that, it just takes a bit of intention. And I would also put on some music that makes you ridiculously happy because
Yes. Oh,
talk about changing a
absolutely.
vibration. It's like, dang, I'm getting a bit of a jig going on and moving your
Mm-hmm.
body, and
Yeah.
you're putting that joy into the food. And
Oh,
that's a
yeah. I
good
love that.
message for everyone.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Put
Yeah.
have some fun while you're cooking. I don't care if you're cooking oatmeal or just
Mm-hmm.
plain stuff, whatever. Mashed potatoes, great, because when you add that energy, they're going to taste really, I mean, it's going to go, ooh, okay. That's why we pray
And
over our food.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Let us know, Angela, how that works for you, because I'm really excited to hear about that. What's it like being present with the food, and if it changes it, how it
Mm-hmm.
changes it.
Yeah. That would be fun. Yeah. Please report back. Let us know what the experience was like in like 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Mhm.
Do we have time for another round?
I do.
Is
I can stay a
Diane,
little longer, but I do have to
Okay.
scoot.
Okay. No problem. Go ahead, Linda.
okay.
Linda, those 3 minutes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Badum. Come on. There. Okay.
I love that cowbell.
Trying to, there you go. Angela
Well,
said she
bring
said
back
she will let us
times.
know.
Bring back times.
Diana
Diana
V, if
V.
you're here, please post your question. I like all the confetti.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
like
Leah.
Leah, if you're here, please type your question. I know you typed something earlier, but it may not be visible anymore. So please type your question.
Hypnicity.
Oh, ethnicity. I saw your question earlier too, but you may have to retype it. I'm not sure if I have it. Let's see. I don't have hypnicity question, so please type it again. Let's see.
And we did get Diana
Oh, I
V's
do have
question.
Diana. Yeah, great. Thank you. I just saw it. Yeah.
Yep.
Or a message from guys. We can all tune into this one. Okay.
Kendra has a craving for hibachi. Because we're talking about
Diana, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I heard there's no need to hurry. That's the first thing that I heard from the masters. Take your time. There's no need to hurry.
Keep talking.
stop and pay attention to your surroundings. Yeah, take your time and almost like take your time and stop and smell the flowers, kind of um, message here. No need to hurry. And Leah, if you're here, please type your question and hypnicity too. I don't see it, but anyway, that's what I'm getting for you. If anyone else would like to add to it
Well,
as I feel connected.
it's just funny that you had said that, because before you began to
Mm-hmm.
speak, I was getting the song, slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last, kicking down the cobblestone.
Yes, that's interesting. So that's adding to.
Feeling groovy.
So yeah, that's
That would
adding
be
to.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
No. Was that Simon and Garfunkel or just Paul Simon?
I think it was Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
57th
you're probably
Parade
right.
Street song or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So yeah,
Simon.
look
Okay,
at.
we haven't heard from Leah or Hypnicity.
Choose another one then, real quick. Then, if you.
Okay,
get
so,
them, please.
okay. All right, we'll draw
And it's
again.
hashtag Akashic. If you want to still be in hashtag Akashic, you have to put the hashtag in front of the word Akashic to be able to enter the.
Nancy Ray, are you here?
Oh, you forgot to share the screen.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I did too, didn't I? Oh, boo-boo.
Nancy Ray, if you're here, please type your question.
And by the way, if you didn't get a reading tonight, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. British summertime,
Mm-hmm.
you can get readings.
British Summer. MLR, are you here?
Carol.
Should I draw a third one?
Go for it.
Please,
Why not?
yes.
Okay, this is our last round of questions. Jonathan Daly. So please, people, type in your questions so we can provide you with the masters can provide you with the insight you need.
I just saw Jonathan recently, so type in your
Yeah, I
questions.
know he's still here. Please remember, I mean, we've got 58 people here now. We've had up to 63 during this live. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and taking the time out of your day to watch. We really appreciate it. Please like and share it with your friends if you found it interesting, and throw in a comment after the show is over. Subscribe to all of our channels. We're really interesting people. And don't forget to hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
I do have.
I really.
Jonathan posted his question at 6:30.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it.
got
Thank you
it.
so much.
And
okay, let me.
MLR, are you still here, MLR? Did we hear from Nancy Ray?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, MLR is still here.
Yeah, he posted.
Did we get her question?
So yeah, MLR's question is, what is my connection with Native Americans, early Massachusetts colonists? And we can all jump into this. And then we have Jonathan will be our last one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Morella.
So far, I'm not getting anything for MLR. Connection with Native Americans, early Massachusetts colonists.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
I can speak.
Okay.
You're a young teenager, a boy,
Mm-hmm.
and this relationship has been ongoing. They're showing the early settlers places to hunt, fish, how to get around, where to portage, how to traverse through this new wildness that you're certainly not familiar with. I'm not getting your name. This is a couple of years after the Mayflower, etc. But most importantly, you're in a canoe with a Native American, and he is doing the paddling, and he keeps laughing because you don't understand what he's trying to do with one side to the other. Even though you catch on, your timing is off. So this must be your trip, your first journey with him in the canoe. He's going to take you to a favorite fishing spot, and he's going to teach you how to, in fact, he is teaching you. You've landed, he's teaching you how to grab a fish by the gill. And that's dinner. And then he makes you start the fire. So that's the one connection that I am being shown. Rugged clothing, things, not matching up. Certainly everything, like you've got 2 of everything, 3 of everything in the way of clothing. One's dirty, one's on your back, and the other's drying.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the rustic fencing that was being put up. And then the Indians, what tribe is this? Well, certainly of an Algonquin nature. In their own private discussions, boat people, fences, boat people. So you were very young, and you built a relationship that continued on with them as you aged, as you went through your life. And I hope that helped. I can't get out of this canoe. There's something very important about that. And may I suggest that you yourself try to find out, do you like to go fishing, like to float in canoes this day to right now? Do you do things like that? Do you go fishing in the woods, following little streams? Because something that you did back then is still something that you do today, that influences you today. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
The river purposely left.
Thank you, Diana.
Awesome.
So unless anyone has anything to add, I'll move on to our last question. Is it okay?
Yep.
Okay, so that's for Jonathan. He's asking, am I meant to help others with their past life experiences in this lifetime? I get a yes, but we can all jump into this for sure.
Am I meant to help others with their past experience? It's my turn, right? Yes?
We can all jump into it, and
Yeah,
we
go for it,
all
Yeah.
Linda.
share what we have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're a big part of your being, a big part of your soul, and it has been for a very, very long time, is healer teacher. So I would say that,
Mm-hmm.
Morella says Leah's back. Do you want to look after that,
Sure.
Viviane?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Sure.
Am I like find her question and stuff? Because
Mm-hmm.
so Jonathan, sorry about the distraction. We've just had so many issues this today. You can you have the capacity if you want to use it that way. Nobody's going to tell me that that's your purpose or your mission or you're quote unquote meant to do it. But if it's a service that you choose to provide, it will be very welcome. It is very necessary. It is a very necessary service. The masters are saying people are seeking insight and guidance, and their past life experiences can teach a lot about who they are and about their connections to the people around them and to the experiences that they're currently having. So it is your free will. And if it's a task you don't wish to undertake, that's okay too. However, you have the means, I mean, the inner means, the spiritual means to be able to accomplish this if you choose to do it. I hope that helps. And nobody's going to say that you were meant to do anything, because what you're meant to do is be who you truly are, and that's all they'll ever tell me when I ask about purpose. Your purpose is to be who you are, to love and serve.
How honest do you want me to be, Jonathan? How direct?
Bingo.
You know, I created my own system of acupuncture for past life regressions. Yes.
Oh,
Not sure how.
How did that disappear?
Yeah.
the
So
question, but I'm not sure.
part of it is, Jonathan, is
I love that. I'm coming.
do you want to actually have it be successful? Because what I'm hearing is there is a need for partnership and a union, and being willing to stay the commitment. I got the Lover's card. I also got the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow and steady. Don't rush it. Go forward. And if your question is how are you going to attract clients? You will attract clients by because people will spread the word. They'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends.
Yeah.
So it's going to be word of mouth. It's not going to be a computer blast or anything like that. It's just do it completely, honor what you've done, and move into that partnership. It's part of it is like, it's like I'm not a midwife, nor do I play one on YouTube, but I imagine a midwife works with the family and with the mother and in the birth of this. So if you think about it, think about you're helping to birth this understanding. And then, if there's a follow-up or something like that, then you do that follow-up. But it's once that is delivered, you have done your work. And if you agree to, do a wellness check every once in a while, great, do a wellness check. But it will spread. It will spread, Jonathan. I hope that makes some sense.
I love that myself. I think that's perfect sense.
I do too.
Because I love this. The last card that I got is I got the moon. So part of what is happening is you're working with you're working with areas that are maybe in shadow or not actually always seen, and that's fine. But boy, it can work for people.
Coming out of the shadows, absolutely. That's I love that.
Yeah.
And that moon also, you're uncovering, Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Did Leah ever post her question?
I do have Leah's question. So Leah's question is, oops, right here. Would you like to answer that, Gerald? And we all jump in. We all add. And
Diana has
do
to
you need to
leave.
leave?
I have to go. So
Thank you so much, Diana. See you soon.
I will.
And you're going to be on at 7 p.m. at Heart and Soul Connected.
Yes.
Okay,
So
great
I will
show.
see you all soon. Sorry for all the ruckus in the beginning.
No problem. See you soon.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, bye.
I'm glad it worked out.
So, okay, my question have I been a slave or royalty, whatever they offer? Thank you. That's Leah's question.
Okay.
Well, sometimes being royalty can feel like being a slave, and sometimes being a slave can feel like being royalty, based upon what of the way your environment and the way you are treated and the way you let yourself be treated. So the short answer is yes. The more complicated answer is yes, and what's really important is part of what I'm seeing is why is it that this question is come up for you? What is it that you can understand, and how can it help you right now? Because do you currently feel like you're being taken advantage of? Is this something that is a struggle for you? Because there's a beauty in understanding what's the curiosity. Somebody else can check me with this. It doesn't feel like this is necessarily important for you to understand this question in depth. So, but your servant is your mother. Yeah. So I think part of it is I would be very curious to see what it is about that is how what's the energy and the relationship between these two aspects. And by the way, Leah, the message that I'm getting is it's not very clear, which tells me it may not be necessary for you to understand that right now. Or I'm not at liberty to discuss it right now, or you're not ready for it.
Yeah, so, I'm hearing wrong question. Very clearly, okay. I just heard wrong question. Not that the question itself is wrong, because there is, but the question that's not the question you need to be asking about whatever situation you have going on. I'm not doing very well with words. I'm not wording well right now. The important question for you, this isn't it. The thing that you need to know, the thing that's most useful to you right now, this isn't it. And they don't want to say anything beyond that. So I agree with you, Gerald. It's either you're not ready to hear the answer, or they just don't want to give an answer.
But I like that. It's not the most appropriate question for right now. And by the way, don't feel badly about asking the question. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'd be really curious to find out, do some exploration on your own and thinking about this. And what is it? What is it that you're feeling drawn to? And that could be a great thing for a private reading.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a really wonderful for a private reading. But you need to do some soul searching, of your own first,
I like the comment that Jonathan made here too. Sometimes royals are sold into slavery when their families are displaced by a new royalty.
So so you can be both in the same lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So this
Now
was
there's
all
a
we
lifetime.
had. Yeah. So this is all what we had time today. Thank you so much, Gerald, for joining us, and
thank you very much. It was an honor to be asked. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
We love, and everybody that works with you love you. Like we always hear, he's amazing. It's like, we know that we see how you work and how creative you are and how talented you are. So it's our honor to have you join us. I'm going to go ahead and close the records, and then we can talk about what we're going to be doing next. So thank you again all for joining us, and we are here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, giving Akashic Records readings. So thank you all. So I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy, and I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the record of this group and those watching the replay, and the records are now closed. So Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, and 4:30 p.m. UK time, I am simulcasting a live stream with the amazing John Beanie, and we do Akashic Records readings, clearings, healings, a lot of quantum healing, and sometimes we answer mediumship questions too. I love for us to join us. We are on for about 2 hours. Thank you. And that's my channel. I'm Viviane Heller, and thank you, Gerald. So yeah, that's something. Every Monday and Thursday I'm live with John Beanie, and every and every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time we are doing Akashic Records readings, and Linda is going to be the host next Tuesday, and I'll be simulcasting. And how about you, Gerald?
I have got lots of good stuff coming up. I'm doing, what? Like and subscribe. That way you'll know. I post stuff on my community tab. I do set my videos up to be subscriber only mode. So subscribe, make sure you click the bell so you're notified. I might be wreaking havoc on Thursday. So I might be a guest somewhere on Thursday.
It's easier for you to say when you're not on YouTube. And actually, I'm joining you next week, and I'm excited about that. So super excited about that. And how about you, Linda?
Well, later today at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, I'm a guest on Wild Raven Tarot, Robert Fierro. We're going to be doing an episode of Behind the Cards. He's going to interview me, and I'm frankly terrified because I still don't think I know enough. I still don't think I know enough about tarot to be talking about it. So that's later today. And on tomorrow is the premiere of a new show that Diane G and I are doing. It's on my channel. Diane will be simulcasting. It's called Into the Ether. And we'll be doing Akashic Records readings and healings and clearings. Diane is an extremely skilled spiritual, emotional healer. And please join us for that tomorrow. That's at 2:00 Pacific, 5:00 Eastern. I don't know what the hell British summertime it is, but figure it out. Google it. I don't know. And so I'm really excited about that, and really looking forward to that. And then Thursday, I have a mystery guest. Who could it be? Could it be Gerald? We're going to raise some vibrations. I almost said hell, but no. We're going to raise some vibrations on Thursday in our usual bratty sibling style. And so please join us for that. And I want to say a special thank you and hello to the members on my channel who showed up today. Thank you. You are just treasures. You are gems in my life. I really appreciate you, bouquet of beautiful souls. Thank you for being here with me today. And of course, Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda is a part of the team. And just a reminder, if you're in Gerald's channel, please subscribe to Linda and my channel. And if you're in this channel, please subscribe to Gerald. And you know the drill.
Oh, Diane.
Yeah, and
good. Diane posted her channel. Yes, please subscribe to her channel. And and come and see us. Yeah, I know I'll be fine, Kim. Thank you. I will be fine. I'm just intimidated as all heck by the topic.
Well, you're the topic. It's about you. It's using the tarot to get to know about you.
Oh well, okay. Maybe he'll read. Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. Very exciting. And I do mention I do love your background, Linda. So,
I was sort of torn because I thought if I watch any of his previous interviews, like that will prejudice me, and I'd like to just go in, like with no sort of expectation. Yeah, no preconceptions, nothing. So I don't know what they're like.
No, yeah, that's a
You're
great
awesome. That's all you need to remember. And if you panic,
you're so sweet. See, this is why I love you. You know exactly what to say.
Girl, you're awesome.
Yes, you are awesome, Gerald. Yeah, and thank you again, Gerald. It's always wonderful to have you and to watch your live streams. And thank you everyone for being here. And I hope I'll see you soon. And I'll be with Gerald next week, so I'm excited.
Yay.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
bye, everyone.
That'll be fun.
Bye.
Yes. Bye, everyone. We've been gravando. Bye. Ooh, we made it. It was